Hi everyone, Anya here. In today's class, we're going to be working on how to get to lotus position. In the first stage of the video, we're going to be working on the beginner approach to this pose. So how to understand the pose, how to get to this pose safely. In the second part of the video, we're going to be working on deepening or going deeper into the pose itself. We don't need any props at this point, and let's just start. So we're going to start with reclined position. Make sure that your lower back is flattening down to the floor. Take a nice big inhale in here. Open your mouth, exhale, and as you're exhaling, bring the left knee into the chest. As you're scooping your left knee to the chest, you're gonna flex the left foot. And as you're flexing the foot, start pointing it up towards the ceiling. Now we're gonna start first from initiating the movement from the ankle. So we're gonna spin the left foot and the ankle out. You can see that the knee is just gonna follow the ankle. Come back to center. Spin the foot to the inside, so like nice deep inner rotation here. Not really deep, but at least we kind of going from both direction of the knee. And then again to the outside, to the center, to the inside. Now from here, let's come back to the center. We're gonna squeeze the knee towards the chest. We're gonna relax the heel down and we're gonna spin the foot out again. At this time, we're gonna initiate the movement, not just from the ankle, but from the hip. So we're gonna open the knee to this side, but I want you to initiate the movement from the rotation of the hip. This is gonna be very essential for the lotus. And then from here, circle the knee and the leg all the way around and switch sides. So we're going from the left to the right, circle it all the way around and to the center. Let's do one more time on each side. So outside open, spin it in center and to the inside and out. As you're moving to the left knee all the way out, bring that left ankle this time on the right thigh. Slide the left hand towards the left inseam of the leg and then gently push that leg away. And as you're pushing the leg away, not just push the leg, but also feel like you're spinning the left hip out. So there's deep external rotation in the hip. It's almost like you're scooping your left glute under. And then from that, again, inhale, start pointing your toes. So we're working with extension and flexion of the foot. This is going to be essential as we get deeper into the pose. So flex the foot, extend it, flexed, and extended. Come back to flexion, and then from here, let's squeeze right knee into the chest. As you're moving right knee to the chest, see if you can rotate the left hip even more. That's gonna allow for the right foot to go a little bit to the side, but that's okay. We're gonna bring the right foot actually towards the left. So you're kind of looking for like a reclined double pigeon here. And let's do one more time. And then slowly, right foot comes back down to the floor. Now from here, lift the left leg, circle the ankle, shake up the foot, ready, set, down. Let's move to the other side. So right knee into the chest, spin the right foot up, and let's start the rotation of the ankle. Right foot out, center, in, center, out, center, and in, center. From here, we're gonna bend the right knee, squeeze it into the chest, rotate the foot out, and then right knee, right hip, right ankle opens up and circles. Come up to center and then switch direction all the way around to the center. And then one more time each side, open the knee out, circle it in, and then move the knee all the way in opposite direction. And as you move, your knee moves to the side, let's bring that right ankle on the left thigh. So the same thing, right hand is gonna press this time against the thigh. You can inhale in here and then see if you can open that hip a little bit. And release. One more, spin that hip. So you feel like the right glute scoops under and in, and then as you gently pressing the knee away, you're also gonna start adding a little bit of flexion and extension into the foot. So point your toes and flex. Now from here, let's bring that left knee into the chest, squeeze it in. And then as you're spinning the right hip open again, scooping the right glute under, try to bring the left foot closer to the right. And again. and release. Now let's keep the right leg on top of the thigh, because traditionally in Ashtanga Yoga, we usually do lotus position with the right foot. So we're gonna continue with the right leg. Now from here, let's see if you can wiggle the right ankle down towards the hip. You can use the hand holding towards the ankle. Highly recommend, if you want to use the foot, instead of sliding the foot down, reach for the outside edge of the foot and point your toes, or try to wiggle the foot from the flexion and extension towards that hip. And you're trying to get that foot, that coming actually the heel, getting in towards the hip crest. Now from here, you're gonna squeeze the left knee into the chest. And again, try to work with the left foot towards the right knee. So we're looking exactly for the double pigeon motion in here. Now, from that, we're gonna circle the left foot all the way out to neutral, to the outside, and see how far that foot reaches towards the knee. As the foot reaches closer towards the knee, you can grab the foot from the outside edge and see if you can slide that foot on that right thigh. Now, if the foot can go fully down, you're pretty much fully in the lotus. But if the foot gets against the thigh, and this is as far as you want to go, instead of pulling or pushing the leg down towards the hip, I highly recommend to grab edges of the knees and gently squeeze those knees towards each other, allowing for the foot to find its way down towards the hip, instead of pulling the leg down. Pulling the leg down is just gonna go into your knee, and this is where the injuries in this lotus position happen a lot. So gentle squeeze of the knees, hug them in, because you're gonna look for that compact position into the lotus anyway, and see how deep that foot is gonna go. Okay, let's try the other side. Shake up the feet. And let's try to move with the left leg. So the left leg circles all the way on that thigh. We're gonna squeeze the right knee into the chest. We're gonna open to the right foot. Maybe a bit of wiggling that foot to the side, finding the double pigeon motion here, and then circle that foot all the way around. See how close this foot can go into the knee. Mine, unfortunately, on one side doesn't come too close, but you can always reach for the edge of the foot, not pointed, but edge of the foot, flexing the foot, protecting the ligaments of the knee, and see if that foot is gonna slide on top of the shin or thigh. If it does, try to wiggle it in and maybe squeeze the knees closer towards each other. Okay, those of you guys, so those of you guys who feel like the reclined version of getting into lotus works best for you, please stick to it. I highly recommend to make sure that you're doing both sides. Doing lotus with just one leg, which means you're just bringing one leg into the thigh and you're sticking to this side, may cause uneven pelvis. So make sure you have your alignment in check and doing both sides. In the deeper version of getting into the lotus, we're going to be needing block. If you don't have a block, you can use a heavy book, and let's start. So we're going to start actually sitting down this time. We're raising the bar. Bring your feet a little bit wider so they're wider than your hips, and start shaking up your feet, legs, stimulating some circulation. You can even clap the legs if it feels okay. It's actually very good for the body to get that motion before you start getting into deep joint mobility. And as we can probably all agree, because we're moving from the joints, from the hips, knees, and the ankles, it is more a mobility than actual flexibility pose. Okay, so from here, let's bend the left knee and bring the left foot close to your sit bones. It doesn't need to be super close. Just make sure that you're not lifting your sit bone up. You're actually relaxing in here. So both sit bones are evenly grounded. And then you want to make sure that you're not rounding your back, collapsing in your diaphragm. So you really want to get that chest lifted. Now, from here, we're going to relax the shoulders, look for the length in the spine, and we're going to reach with the hand for the outside edge of the foot. We're going to lift that foot up. So we're going to do pretty much similar what we just did in the reclined version. We're going to start with outer rotation, neutral, inner rotation. Right away from here, I go to the outer rotation, Scoop the knee as far back as it feels comfortable. It doesn't need to be exaggerated. And then from there, circle that leg all the way around, bringing it in. It's kind of like a churning of butter or ice cream. Let's move it in opposite direction, all the way around. Let's do one more time on each side. Circle all the way. Make sure you're initiating the action from the hip and all the way up. Now, as you're moving with the leg all the way to the opening, spin the foot out and place that foot on your right thigh. So not on the knee, but actually thigh. And you're placing the ankle, not the actual edge of the foot. So the foot is actually free. Now, from here, we're going to bring the hands behind. It's up to you how far behind with the hands you want to go. Just make sure that if you lean back, you don't want to round the back. Again, you're collapsing in your diaphragm. So you want to make sure that the ribs are lifting away from the hips. And there's a little bit of active stretch in the belly, so you activating your bandhas. Now from here, slide the right foot a little bit closer towards the right sit bone, obviously right knee bend. And we're going to try to spin the right hip open, just like we did in the previous position, in the reclined version. So I bring my foot and my glute a little bit closer because I'm pretty open in my hips. That's probably the only part of my body that is open. So the hips are spinning out, the knee is spinning also out. You want to try to bring the knee as low to the floor as it feels safe. Come back to center, and again spin the foot out, knee to the floor. Since my leg is already knowing where I'm going, my right foot slides down right away towards the hip. If your foot, obviously if you start just starting this pose and you feel like your foot is just doesn't want to slide and you feel pressure in the knee, just stay where you are. Make sure you're keeping the flexion of the foot. Now my foot is going to slide down. I'm going to just lean my chest forward, a little bit of stretching here. And then from there I'm going to straighten my right leg, slide my left leg down and shake it off. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to bend the right knee. Lift the chest up, bring your right hand outside of the right foot and try to squeeze that right knee back. And you're doing so from the hip. So you're looking for almost like a hip rotation up and the foot pointing up. Now from here, externally rotate the foot, spin the foot out, and then circle that leg all the way around. Right away from here, move to the other side. And again, externally, all the way, circle around. And then one more time, open the foot. As you're opening the foot and the knee out, place the right ankle on the left thigh. Again, hands are gonna go back. See how far you can go with the hands. Make sure you're not collapsing again in the chest. This is very essential. And then from here, slide the left foot as close as feels comfortable towards the sit bone. Now from here, let's spin the right hip open. So again, this is that scooping of the glute motion as the right knee goes out and towards the floor. And then one more time, and towards the floor. See if the foot is gonna slide towards the hip. Now, size way again, starting with the right leg. So I'm gonna straighten the left leg for a second. I'm gonna see how deep the right foot is gonna get towards my hip crest. And again, if it doesn't go deep, instead of pulling the foot towards the hip and just feeling that stretch in the knee, in the ligaments, try to tippy-toe the foot or slide the foot through the extension and flexion, wiggling that foot all the way towards the hip is just so much safer. Okay, let's go this way. And we're gonna bring the block closer to us. Now we're gonna bend the left knee and bring the left foot right in front of the right knee. The block is gonna be on the lowest level. And we're gonna bring the hands behind so we can lean back, bringing the left foot on the top of the block. Now from here, we're gonna make sure that we're scooping the right knee close to the block, allowing for the knee to touch the block and the heel of the left foot, the top foot, to touch the knee. Now from here, either lean forward if that opens your hips a little bit more and gives you length, or shift it back, or just stay neutral. But what we're looking for is to slide the left foot, or again, wiggle the left foot on top of the knee. And as you're wiggling the foot on top of the knee, again, look for the extension flexion. See how far I can go with that one. Now, There's few painful situations that happen in lotus position when we first start getting into either pain in the shins, pain in the ankle, or deep overstretch around the ankle. So if you deeply overstretch around the ankle, just make sure you're flexing the foot. Pressure against the shin, against the shins, wrapping the shins against each other, the bone and not on bone, which I actually had at the beginning of doing lotus. The easiest way to get through it is to either wear the pants with a little bit of thicker fabric, or have the towel handy so you can slide the towel underneath those legs if it's possible. Otherwise, no pain, no gain, right? From here, let's bring that block towards the knee, shift it back, and then slowly start sliding that foot on the block. Open your both feet, shake it off. Okay, let's try the other side. So we're gonna go with the left leg first. We're gonna lift the left foot, circle it all the way around, bring the ankle on the thigh, bend the knee, slide the right foot towards the left. See if you can wiggle the left foot towards the hip. Block is coming in front of the foot, and then obviously you can stick to the lower level, or if you feel like you want to challenge yourself and you're ready for it, go in the medial level, shift the hips back so you can bring the foot on the block, and then slowly start releasing your left knee down. Now make sure that the left knee, it's pretty close to the block, so the foot is practically touching the knee. And then slowly from here, see if you can wiggle that foot on top of the thigh. Now, as you hear, again, instead of pulling it back, which means you're not really opening the hip because you're actually pulling from the ligaments of the knee, try to wiggle it out. This flexion and extension motion is actually going to work to right group of muscles and tendons to get you safely into the deeper version of the pose. Now, the other thing that we can do that we just actually did in the reclined version is to bring the hands against the knees and then gently squeeze the knees towards each other, allowing for the lotus to be nice and like locked up and deep. That locking position and flexion in the lotus, that squeeze in here, it's going to be very essential when you start going into lotus position in more advanced poses like arm balances, inversions with the lotus. So play with it. Let me know how it goes. Also, coming out. So there's a few different ways of coming out. We can obviously slide the leg down, or you can lean back and then start releasing the feet down. As soon as the feet are going down, bring your knees in, shake it off, and then find opposite side wisdom pose. So if my left foot was on top in the lotus, my left foot is actually going to go behind. Right foot, right shin in front, and enjoy your process of getting to Padmasana Lotus. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.